This is the plaintiff, Jeffrey Garcia. He says the defendant, his ex-girlfriend, owes him for a cable bill which she's refusing to pay for, and he's at his wit's end with this woman. He goes and does a nice thing for her, and it blows up in his face, ruining his credit. And he's here suing his ungrateful ex for every penny of the $1,217.01 he's definitely owed. This is the defendant, Bruna. She says the plaintiff opened that account so their son had TV and internet. He has a new wife, doesn't pay her child support. There was never an agreement about her paying these bills, and she owes nothing. She's accused of dissing her ex.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case in the docket. The plaintiff says his ex-girlfriend wrecked his credit by stiffing him on a cable bill. But the defendant says the cable was for their son. It's the case of What I Won't Do for HBO.
Thank you, Douglas. Jeffrey Garcia,
Yes.
You are suing Bruna. You've asked us not to mention your last name. Bruna is your ex-girlfriend, and you have a child together, correct?
Right.
You're suing her for $1,217.01. Most of that a cable bill, and some of that lost wages trying to get her to pay a cable bill that you put for her in your name.
Yes.
Tell me what happened here.
Your Honor, me and the defendant were together for several years. We did have a 3-year-old son. She moved out in the summer of 2015. At that time, she had no established credit, so in August of 2015, she asked for a favor to open up a cable bill in my name so she could have cable in the house. I agreed to it, and then I told her that she's going to be responsible for the bill. So she agreed to the terms. So then she was current with the bill from August until December.
From August of what year?
2015.
Until when?
Until about December 2015.
And then what happened?
December 2015 until about April of 2016. She made none to minimal payments on the account. And then finally, I got a final notice in May of 2016 that there was that the account was disconnected. There was
How much was the bill?
The total bill, I have it right here. I have all the statements from every single bill. The total bill came out to $1,017.01.
How much was it a month?
A month, it was about 100 to 130 each month average.
Okay, so hand me all of the bills. Did you ever end up paying any of it?
No, she was
Okay.
responsible for the bill herself.
All right, and according to you, the agreement was that she was going to pay it,
She
and
was
that
gonna
she in
pay it.
fact was paying it all the way from August to December.
Exactly.
All right, and beyond that. Okay, so Bruna, he is suing you because he says this is your legal obligation and that you've dropped the ball and you're ruining his credit.
Well, we had made an agreement that the cable bill would be for our son, for him to watch TV shows while he was home.
How old's your son?
3.
Were you watching some TV shows too?
Yeah,
Okay.
but I was paying the bill, and then as in December,
Who's supposed to pay the bill every month?
I was paying the bill every
Right.
month. And then in December, I was moving out from where I was back to my mom's house because of my medical issues. And I had told them, you're not paying child support, you're not helping
Why
me.
isn't he paying child support?
I don't know.
Well, have you gone to child support court?
Yeah, we have, and we have established that. But
Then
also,
why isn't he paying child support?
well,
How much
I
is the
haven't-
child support established at?
We established it in December of 2016. So
Oh.
now he's finally
Oh, that's a
paying
year
it.
after what we're talking about.
Exactly,
But
but-
when you separated, why didn't you make him start paying child support? That's your child's right.
Well, because I was trying to avoid the court system and just make an agreement with him.
So was he giving you money?
He supposedly said he was paying for the babysitter, which I have text messages proving that right before we went to court, she told me that the whole year of 2016, he paid her at least $780 within that whole year. So all the money he was collecting from me for childcare, he was
Wait,
never
what do you
giving
mean
it.
he's collecting money from you for child
He
care?
was collecting $50 every week from me. So
Wait, why collecting 50 from you?
to pay for the babysitter, because we were going half and half on everything.
Oh,
even though
okay,
it was shared
okay. No, I didn't understand
custody.
the half and half thing.
Sorry.
All right.
Even though it was shared custody.
Yeah, but why
So,
weren't, okay, so who makes more money, him or you?
I believe at that time I was making a little
Okay.
bit more money than he was.
That's why you
'cause he
didn't go
had
to court
lost
for
the-
child support. All right.
So
And then were you having
I had-
equal custody of the child? Was the child with you as much as with him or no?
He was more with me.
More with you. So then
Yes.
you should be going to court.
Yes.
So you finally end up going to court a year later. And what do you mean by he's not paying what he's supposed to pay?
The few times I have asked for help, he had told me no.
Are you talking about before you went to court?
From January till August when he starts
I need years. Don't keep
from
just...
2016, January of 2016 until...
Okay, but according to you, in December of 2016 is when an established...
I moved out, and I told him several times.
We're talking about 2015 is when you moved out.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about.
Okay, so you moved again in January 2016.
Yeah.
Right. You go to court in January... At what month of the year 2016?
2016.
What month of that year to get child support?
December.
Okay, so you wait the whole year, and then you go. So now it's 2 years after you separated from him. And have you received any child support from him during that time?
No.
Zero. He hasn't paid a penny for your child?
No.
His child?
No.
Okay, why would you do that? Has he moved on? Is he with another woman? And does he have more children? And are those kids being taken care of?
Yeah.
Then what's wrong with you as a mother? Why don't you assert your child's right? Your child's depending on you to assert his right.
So is it a good idea when two people break up and have a kid to automatically get a child support order even if they're getting along?
No, well, it depends because I didn't do court order. I did it in a mutual written.
Did it work out in the long run?
Yes, it did. It did.
Okay.
No, I think it's the best thing. When you're not married legally, whether you're living together, I think it's the best thing to get.
I'm going in the back. You're looking kind of like you know something.
No, I don't know anything.
Oh, then yes, you do. Going inside the courtroom.
So in any event, now you have, and now how much is the child support?
Child support is $120 every week.
Okay, and is he paying it?
They haven't sent me a check yet.
But he's paying it?
It's coming out of his paycheck.
Okay, and
So-
that happened from the beginning, or is he behind and in arrears in child support?
He's behind a whole year, but they're only going back till August. So he technically owes me about $2,600.
Is he in violation of any court order right now?
No.
Okay.
Not that I'm aware
So
of.
they've set up whatever it is, and he's paying whatever it is. If you wait a year and a half, 2 years to go, then you ask for retroactive, and the judge decides what's fair and what's not based on whatever he or she sees that he's paid or hasn't paid. That's how it works. So the child support issue is now to one side, and now let's talk about the cable.
Yeah.
All right, so if you know you're supposed to pay it, why haven't you paid it?
But I had mentioned to him several times through text messages. I even have a couple copies that I told him I need to pay my bills, the needs for my son first, my medical bills first, before I can give you anything. He was expecting me to give him the whole amount. I told him I can't do that. I could pay the past due, but the rest, it would have to come with time.
Okay, so did you pay $5?
No, I didn't give him
$10?
anything.
Did you pay anything at all
I
on this?
didn't because he
Did you
likes
leave
to-
the equipment in the last place?
Just the antennas.
Aren't you supposed to
Because-
return all the equipment?
Yeah, but I've called DirecTV several times and
What
I've
did
asked
you do
them-
with the rest of the equipment?
I've returned them. But
Do you have
then
proof that you returned it?
No, I don't.
And so they're charging for the equipment because according to them, you never returned it,
I know.
that you left it in the apartment.
I just left the antennas because I can't go to the top of the roof and take them out.
Right. Well, but typically if you return equipment, they give you a receipt to show that you returned the equipment so this issue doesn't come up with them or with him or with me or with anybody. Where's that receipt?
I don't have that receipt on me.
Did you ever call the tenant regarding whatever equipment you say was left there, the next tenant?
I did.
And what'd they say?
And she told me that someone, a man or the actual cable company would have to go there and take it off because it's on top of the roof. I've called DirecTV and they told me that they can't take it out because it's not part of their policy. So
Did they
I
put
can't
it up?
physically, yeah, they did. But they said, once we move, we are responsible to take it down.
So you
I
have to
can't
pay
take it
somebody to
down.
take it down. Wow.
But at that time, I was struggling financially.
Yeah, okay, I understand that you're struggling financially. You understand, though, that I've got a rule on a case in front of me where you agreed to pay, because cable is a luxury. Cable is not, I can't feed my child. I mean, cable is a luxury. So if you had that luxury and you had it from August to whenever they canceled it the following May, and there's charges that have accrued, and this is a bill that you asked him to put in his name because you didn't have credit or you had bad credit or whatever else, and you're trying to establish credit, and then you don't pay and it ruins his credit,
But
where do you think I'm going to go?
we've also had phone conversations where the same issue with one of our phones we had in the past, that the income tax money, he said, oh, well, whatever we were supposed to split the money of child support of us claiming our son. So whatever I owed him, he was going to take out of that. So if you owe me child support, I've told him several times over the phone too, if you take some out of the supposedly child support you're supposed to give me and pay for that. And All he did was just argue.
Yeah, do me a
and-
favor. Why don't you try for your, how old's your son?
3.
You love your son, right?
Yes.
Your son can't physically go to court and fight for himself, right? Stop mixing these topics. Your son is entitled to the child support. Fight for every penny he's entitled to. But you also have to pay something that you agreed to pay. It's just the way it is. How old are you?
25.
Okay, you got to put your big girl panties on because you brought a baby into the world. You know, this whole I'm trying to do things nicely, that's fine. But if he's behind on child support, which according to you, he's not in violation of any court order or anything, that you need to keep the child support issues separate from the cable. I'm going to rule on the cable now. You don't get $200 in lost wages. I don't even know why you would be asking for $200 in lost wages. Why? Because you had to write text about it. But you do get the cable bill, which is $1,017.01, and I'm going to enter a judgment against you for that. You make sure that you get for your son what your son has to get. All right? Okay, and good luck to you. Okay.
Well, the plaintiff does indeed prevail. Baruna, the defendant's on her way out of the courtroom. Did you learn a little bit from the judge today?
Yes, I did.
You're very quiet spoken. You know, you're going to have to pay, so.
Yeah.
But anyway, you learned keeping cable bills and your son's care separate.
Yes.
Don't get them confused again. All right, good luck. Thank you very much. Okay. Here comes Mr. Garcia. You know, it's interesting. You won the case. You had very little to say in this whole court case.
Well, she always does the speaking, so I let her dig her own grave like she always does.
Well-
She's always, I'm up to current with everything. That's why the court ruled in my favor, especially today.
Well, you are now. Obviously, the money is coming out of your paycheck
Yeah.
to go to her, right?
No, but I've always kept up to current, but she thinks that she could get out of more money out of me. That's why.
Well, you prevailed. Congratulations. Your strategy worked.
All right, thank you.
Thank you very much. Harvey?
Well, look, I have seen so many of these over the years. I got to tell you, even if you're getting along, it's a good idea to get a child support order to lay out the groundwork. That will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.